I'm going to tell y'all what the therapists and psychiatrists say how to build relationship therapists say how to build intimacy with your partners. So y'all know relationships are an active participation kind of. Sometimes date nights get stale, texts get misread, energies is out of whack, schedule gets busy. You're not actively building closeness. Everything's at halt. So your partner can stray away or end up on the opposite side of the planet. That's metaphorically speaking. Intimacy is extremely important and is one of the main aspects of a relationship. That means nourishing rather than a burden. And this is from the Alexander Stockwell, MD, a relationship intimacy expert and best-selling author of Uncompromising Intimacy. You can feel support or respect in a relationship with someone who is polite, considerate, helpful, and collaborative. But without intimacy, it will feel more functional than passionate. You want to be in a relationship with people who want to be with you, not those who sign and settle for you. This is not to say that intimacy will help you keep someone or ensure that it will be a long-lasting relationship. This says Dr. Frost, a certified sex educator, intimacy coach, and founder of Frost Pleasure. This is because your involving being and your needs, desire, and preference more likely will change or alter a bit. But it's certainly important in cultivating and maintaining a fulfillful relationship. Wondering what intimacy is exactly and how to build it with your partner. Also, is all intimacy the same? So we know intimacy is simply an interpersonal connection. It is the ability to develop a level of closeness with another person or people. Usually intimacy is mentioned in relations to romantic relationship, but it has no such bounds. You can be intimate with romantic partners, family members, friends, and yes, your pets. Intimacy isn't a term reserved for pillow talk with a partner or candlelit dinners. You can bask in it everywhere if you let yourself. Yes, intimacy with yourself also counts. So you basically widen your definition of intimacy. In any relationship, take on many forms: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and experimental, and they are all important. Physical intimacy versus emotional intimacy. Physical intimacy isn't synonyms with sex. They often mention synonymously, but you can have intimacy without sex and sex without intimacy. You can be physically intimate in a non-sexual way through cuddling, kissing, hugging, and holding hands. One of the delights of being in a relationship with someone is feeling comfortable and enjoying the sense of ease that comes with knowing that someone. So, emotional intimacy is about feeling comfortable enough in a relationship to talk about the deepest corners of your mind. A key part of emotional intimacy is the ability to be vulnerable with another person, letting them in and sharing your whole heart and soul with them. Don't share that much. That's a lot. Now, where does intimacy come from? Real intimacy comes from a willingness to reveal oneself and be genuine, without intending to manipulate another person's perception of you. Feeling safe in a relationship and trusting them with you, who you are as a person. That's real intimacy. Because without vulnerability, there's going to be a lack of intimacy. When you demonstrate vulnerability, it also shows that another person can also be vulnerable with you. You know, it's a classic, you show me yours and I'll show you mine situation. Both give and take in a relationship. And it should never be just one-sided. Everyone gets intimate in their own way. Building intimacy with your partner will be a learning experience. I'll take effort to roll with life and readjust. Who you were at the beginning of the relationship isn't who you are in the present day, and that's okay. When you're able to be international, and international about creating the intimate container for your relationship. You're investing emotional, energetic, and vulnerable currency, which is a necessity. To continue building intimacy, take a hunger for connections that's stronger than wanting to stay comfortable and protected. The beginning of a relationship is new and easy because you both made the conscious effort to create intimacy. But a lot of people nowadays, life as an excuse as to why they can't make the same effort now. It becomes harder to reconnect because you stop intentionally creating room for intimacy. Intentionally creating room for intimacy. Every person, every relationship has a different goal or creating intimacy. Some types of intimacy are easier to build onto because of personal past experience and communication. Now, no matter what feels more challenging to you, give yourself permission to take your time and develop safety and intimacy. It's worth finding those moments with another person. Your relationship will do much better with intimacy. It's very important in a relationship because it helps deepen and sustain the personal bond and connection. True intimacy allows the relationship to feel safe. Safety is a resounding theme in a healthy relationship. People are vulnerable creatures, but many people don't have the easiest time sharing that vulnerability. In most interaction, people are protected of their inner world, from cautious all the way to armed when interacting with others. One has to be willing to reveal some of their inner world experience, either implicit or implicit. It's critical to feel seen and heard in a relationship. Allowing yourself a deep connection with another person is a skill. It takes practice, patience, and grace to share your ever-changing life with someone. How to increase intimacy with a partner. Couples should continue to work on building intimacy because you're evolving. Remember that. Intimacy doesn't develop on its own. If only one person is trying, it needs to be nurtured. Take care of yourself. Self-accuracy is actually a great way to build intimacy. Treating yourself with respect and making yourself feel safe can make you more open to being vulnerable with someone else. This can include taking a few moments out of the day to check in with yourself to see how you're feeling. It can also include masturbating, traveling solo for a day or two, going rock climbing for the first time in months, or sleeping in for a few hours. Engaging in replenishing activities makes everyone a better partner. You're able to be more present, available, and less likely to be triggered. Discover your communication style. Everyone has their own style of communication that is influenced by their love language, aka how you prefer to express and receive love, and that influences their conflict resolution style, aka how you handle conflicts. Some people are comfortable pouring their thoughts into a journal, whereas other people say exactly what they're thinking when they're thinking it. If you do your personal growth work on your own and don't share it, your partner won't know it occurred. It's less than intimacy. Try taking the 5 love language quiz from Gary Chapman, PhD, to get insight into your love language. Understanding your love language is a great way to gain your bearing on how you prefer to communicate your needs in a relationship. Have your partner take it as well and use them as a jumping off point to discuss your communication, affection, preference, and needs with each other. Be curious about each other. Let your curiosity wander and engage each other emotion and intellect. Topics can be playful or serious. Anything goes. The key is for the person asking to be genuinely interested in what the answer is. Be considerate. Now, here's a few questions. How is life different now than what you imagined when we met? If you could have a magic wand, what one thing you would change about our lives? What do you daydream about these days? What are your challenges at work these days, and what do you hope to learn from them? If you could be in a band, which one would it be? You can also spend a night in and get truthful with a fun game like We're Not Really Strangers, or a deck from the Skin Deep collection that aims to get super intimate super fast with the people you play it with. Also, create a check-in code word or phrase. It's hard to talk about heavy topics sometimes, but pushing through the discomfort can teach you new things about your partner. Be open to talking about the uncomfortable and challenging feelings and experiences that are happening for you. Find a unique way to let each other know when something is going on and you need to check in. Just do like a mental check-in or where you head at right now. Practice teamwork. You don't have to do everything together. Through a few carves out moments spent doing something without distraction can be powerful. Play games that requires both of you to move around because it leaves space for physical touch, or give partners yoga a try. Start a hobby together. Create new memories. You can also try doing a puzzle, going for interrupted walks, or cooking a meal together. Slow things down physically. Slowing down can help couples tear down the walls of goal setting during moments of physical intimacy. You can play around with the idea of touch in ways you normally wouldn't. Practice a warm, full embrace without any groping for 30 seconds. Slowing things down can also include trying mature masturbation, cuddling, take turns initiating sex, or a good old make-out session. The point is to bring awareness into the present moment with your bodies and sexual energy, and slowing down together for a change. There's a sense of vulnerability in the new, and vulnerability is an intimate goal. Practice sexual breathing. Try this chakra breathing, a sexual breathing exercise courtesy of Miss Frost. Sit either on your partner's lap, gentiles, yaba yum, or sit facing each other, knees touching. This is a sexual energy breathing exercise that can really charge up all your chakras as connecting them to one another. This is what the doctor is saying. She's a Dr. Frost. Start taking a few deep and relaxing breaths, slowly inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Visualizing and feel how you're drawing energy into your root, base of your spine, just below your belly button, while thinking about releasing any tension that might be stored there. Place your right hand over your partner's heart center and the left over their hand, creating a circuit. Have them do the same thing to you, but incorporate alternative breathing. As you inhale through your nose, your partner will exhale their breath through their mouth for you too. Then swap, exhaling as your partner inhale your breath. Practice this for a few breaths, slowly working up to several minutes of breathing. Try eye gazing. An eye gazing session to create self-awareness and intensify intimacy. Eye gazing is a simple but super intimate sex practice that you can practice both while relaxing, sitting and looking into your partner's eyes, or while you're being physically intimate. So, here's how she says. Sit facing your partner in a yaba yum position. Cross-legged with one partner. I'm going to take a break for a minute, so listen to these sponsors while I take this break.
Including holidays to support making these products. We're very proud of the teams we have, and really the operators and the technicians on the floor are the backbone for everything we do.
So she said you want to sit cross-legged with one partner sitting on top of the other, straddling the other, or facing each other with knee touching. You can try placing a hand on each other's heart center. Hold hands or wrap your arm around each other. Close your eyes and focus on your breathing. Allow yourself to breathe deeply with a long inhale and long exhale. Take notes of any thoughts or feelings that arise and then breathe through them. When both partners are ready, slowly open your eyes and meet eyes. Look into the left eye of your partner and have them do the same to you. The left eye is considered the receptive eye, so gazing into the left eye allow each partner to let the energy in and to be in a respective mode. Plus, it will stop the quick darting from the left to right eye as you both try to focus and center your breathing. Focusing on your partner and continue to breathe deeply, you'll notice that your breathing will sync up and possibly even your heartbeat. Just take a few moments to sit still and find comfort with your partner. So that's what the doctors had to say about intimacy. And I'd like to thank you for listening to my podcast. Please give it a 5-star review on Spotify, Anchors, iHeartRadio, wherever they say podcast at. Please share. Please follow me at son.ia9795 Instagram, search Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can leave a comment here at SV766752. Please go to my website, http://podcasters.wordpress.com. www.avilo. Use promo code Sonya. www.instacall156. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can buy me a coffee. Please follow my son Sounds and listen to his music on Apple, Spotify. Please follow Miss Carl. She do affirmations every morning. She have her own podcast. And please follow the young lady TJVULICAIN. She have a book called Black Girl in Orange. And please follow Female Reform and King Flex on SoundCloud. Thank you and have a blessed night.